Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it was sent to me by one of our dear brother. The message that he sent to me, it reads like this. I sold my soul for riches, and each and every time when I sleep with a woman, I have to pay the price with my manhood. It is quite painful. Ask any man how painful it must be to sleep with a woman when you have a deep wound on your manhood. You will never enjoy. Yet I have to force myself, because there are times when I have this deep wound on my manhood, when I have to find women that I have to sleep with daily throughout the month, so that at least I can keep on making money. And the worst part about it is that I made some investments, but because I made those investments using my ritual money, sometimes when I refuse to sleep with women, since it is very painful, then my money will start to dry up. People, they always talk about how great it is when you have money, but they don't know the truth. They do not know the pain, the sacrifice, and the things that I can never take back. I wanted it all, and I got some that I did not even want. I am now living with a curse that haunts me each and every day. My name, you can call me Emeka. I am 45 years old. I grew up in Ibadan, where I went to the University of Ibadan. I was just an average guy, and nobody, struggling to make ends meet. I studied really hard, got my degree in business administration, and thought that I would be making something out of myself. But reality then hit hard. I could not find a decent job, and I watched as my friends moved on, some getting rich, some staying poor. As I was, we were left behind. I was tired of struggling, of begging for handouts, of being invisible. I wanted the kind of life that would make people notice me. I wanted respect and wealth. So I heard about this other man in Osogbo, and I decided to go there. I didn't fully believe in the stories about him, but desperation can make you do things that you will never do on a normal day. The journey to Osogbo was long and hot. I arrived at the shrine deep in the forest, and I was greeted by the Babalao. He was an old man, quite an old man. He asked me what I wanted, even though he told me that he had been watching me. I said, "Where have you been watching me?" He pointed at a tree. He said that this is my TV. This is where I have been watching you. He showed me, and he showed me everything that had happened in my life. And indeed, I saw that this man, he was powerful. He did not ask why or why I wanted to become rich, and he did not judge me. He simply nodded and said that all that I had to do was to listen to the tree, for the tree was going to tell me exactly how I was going to make my own money. He performed a ritual. He spoke with the tree in a language that I could not even understand. Then that was when he handed me a clay pot, claiming that the tree had told him to take one amongst the clay pots at his shrine, and I was told that the money would appear in the pot whenever I needed it, your US dollars, money that has value. But there was one condition. He listened and he listened. It was as if he was arguing with the tree. That was when I knew that I was in trouble. He looked at me and he looked down. I saw that he had so much sadness on his face, and he spoke again with the tree. And that was when he asked me what I will do if it ever happens one day that the money in the clay pot will run out. Was I willing to sacrifice? I agreed, and he said, "Do not be a fool that agrees to sacrifice when he has not been told what exactly he is supposed to sacrifice." That was when he told me that I was supposed to sacrifice a part of myself, my manhood. I did not know what that truly meant until I returned back home. At first, things were great. I was living the life that I had always dreamt of. Money was coming to me. I started going to the best clubs in Lagos, like colleagues and club DNA. I was like the man of the hour, surrounding myself with beautiful women, your slay queens. Whenever they would see me, they would flock to me. It was as if they were smelling money on me. But one night, when I was with this very beautiful woman with the biggest curves that I had ever seen, I think that she has the biggest curves here in my country. When I was busy making love to that Barbie doll, that was when the pain started. At first, it was just a dull pain. So I thought that since I had been pumping her too much, maybe my manhood had been broken. And I thought that it was something that would go away. It got worse. The next morning, I woke up and the pain was just terrible. I had to be strong because I did not want her to see that I was not okay. I was limping just a little bit, and then I went and I dropped her. When I returned back to my apartment, the pain was just too much. I said, let me sleep, let me rest. Then when I woke up, it was the pain as if someone had poured boiling water on my manhood. Then I looked at my manhood. I saw a terrible wound, as if it had been cut or burned. The pain was just too much. And then I returned back to that Babalao and I revealed my manhood to him. I was not even ashamed, for I was in pain and the pain medication was not working at all. That was when he told me that whenever the tree wants more sacrifice from me, then the wound will appear on my manhood. And each and every time when I have that terrible wound, I have to be intimate with woman, hiding my manhood, making sure that the woman will not see my manhood and the woman is not supposed to know that I am in pain. For my life depends on it making love when I am in pain. The Babalao told me that I have to keep on sleeping with those women until the wound will heal. He promised me that within 2 weeks the wound would have healed. But in time, he said, it depends with how much money you are spending. Sometimes you can even go for a month with this wound on your manhood. Mind you, each and every day, you have to sleep with different women, feel the pain, use no protection, and your pot will keep on producing money for you. So the wound is like that. When it comes back, it never heals. There is no point of me going to the doctors because I was once given some creams that I have to use on my manhood. It does not work. Even the man who made me to do these rituals, he told me that it is just a waste of time, not even a waste of money, for I have more than enough. The women, they do not know the truth. They see the luxury cars, they see everything. Each and every time when I am with a woman, when I take her to a hotel, what I do is that I do make love to her if I have this wound on my manhood only in the dark. And even if I want to scream in pain as I enter her private parts, because as her bodily fluids will start to enter into my wound, the pain, it is just too much, like someone is cutting open my manhood. But I have to be strong, otherwise the money in the clay pot will run dry. I have tried to numb the pain with alcohol or drugs, but I have seen that it does not work at all, for this is something that is very spiritual. This is the life that I am living. I envy those ones that curse and sacrifice their relatives, their wives, their kids. It is far much better than having to carry this curse of sacrificing a part of your body. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear brother. Strange things indeed, they do happen in this world.